Welcome to a series of conversations on issues of importance to younger people. I've been working with the young people for a long time. I have personally benefited from their hard work, talent, energy, and enthusiasm. They are real inspiration to me in my work. All of my activities in India, especially related to CDOT, CDAC, Telecom Commission, Technology Missions, National Knowledge Commission, National Innovation Council, Public Information Infrastructure, and many others have relied on young talent. I am thankful to them, and not only in India, but even in my personal businesses in the US, like at Westcom in 70s, MTI in 80s and 90s, and then finally at CSAM, where we developed mobile wallet. Young talent has been always critical, important, and they have contributed a great deal. In India, where we have 550 million young below age of 25, their role becomes even more critical. To me, they are the workforce for the world. It is important that we focus on their education, skill development, employment opportunities, work with them on entrepreneurship, innovations, to really create better future for them and their generation. I believe technology is going to play an important role in the next couple of decades to really eliminate poverty and increase opportunities. In my conversations with a lot of young, in business, in social activities, even when I give my talks at universities, especially to MBA students, I find that there is something lacking. They are always searching for who they are, what they want to do, what would their future be like. And in this search, the guidance they get from parents and teachers, I feel is based on old experiences of the past and not the new world that is being created because of internet, technology, globalization, privatization, liberalization, and all of that. So I felt it is important to have a different kind of a conversation with the young people so they can begin to think a little differently than their parents or their teachers. Many times in my public speeches, I tell young people that there are two groups of people you should not listen to much. One, your parents, and two, your teachers. Because I sincerely believe that their advices are based on their experiences, which are 20, 30 years old. Today, global conversation is very different because we are at crossroads in the world. World is searching for new models of development. In a sense, world is also looking at the future with the past as their experience. When I look at Indian conversation, I get at times disappointed that it is all about cricket, Bollywood, and political gossip. There is very little serious conversation about the new world that we are going to create. There is very little conversation about the future, opportunities, development. I remember as a young, at a university in Chicago, at Illinois Institute of Technology, a group of 20 of us decided to start India Forum with the idea of starting to discuss various issues of importance to us at that point in time. This was in late 60s. And the idea was that we would meet every week on Sunday at 10 o'clock and spend 2-3 hours on a variety of subjects. Arab-Israel conflict, Vietnam War, poverty in India, the role of telecom in the future world, concept of normality. We'll have poet come in. And we did this for 19 years. And that's where I believe I learned a great deal about psychology, philosophy, anthropology, economy, politics, leadership. And I find that a lot of young today don't have an opportunity to have that kind of conversation. So when I met a friend of mine, Leo Burke, he's a professor and teaches some great courses for MBA students, especially executive program at Notre Dame University. We one day decided to videotape a series of conversations on things like world at crossroads. What does it mean? India at crossroads. What about the future? How do we see future evolving in the next 20-25 years? What's the role of technology? What about innovations, education, health, energy? How are all of these things going to change? What kind of employment opportunities would be available to our young? What about nutrition? What about poverty? What do we mean by inclusive growth? All of these conversations sort of talk about new track, new ways of looking at it. We have looked at energy in the traditional sense of centralized power. Is there a way to look at energy with distributed power, DC power? Are there lessons to learn from telecom for the energy companies? What does innovation mean? How do you innovate? How do you create more entrepreneurs to create new jobs in the future? These are some of the issues we thought we should discuss. So the series of videos on this conversation is all about small 10, 20, 25-minute conversation on a specific subject. Why have this conversation? Because we believe this would trigger new thoughts in the minds of our young. They in turn would carry this forward and build on it. They will benefit from it because it will give them something interesting to think about. It is not about routine conversation. However, it is not a conversation for an expert. There are lots of more talented, capable people than I am in many of these areas. So I'm not talking with great deal of expertise, but I'm talking with great deal of experience in the last 50 years. And these are my views, not necessarily these are the right views. But it will help you question a lot of things around you. So this is not for domain experts. This is definitely for young people. This is to help them think about future, start new thought process, make them change agent in the areas of interest to them, and also give them a new road to travel. Think about the new world that they want to create. At the end of the day, the purpose of these conversations is for you to start a conversation with your friends, in your community, with your family, at your work, and really think about the kind of world you want to create. It is about values, vision, wisdom, change. And I think once you get into this kind of thought process, over a period of time, you will realize how valuable this tool could be. I have benefited from these kinds of conversations when I was young. And I work, as I said earlier, with a lot of young people. So I felt that it's important for me to begin this conversation and share with a lot of young people. So the idea is to release these videos over a period of time, add to it as we go along, get your input and advice, get other people to add to this conversation, and build a richer ecosystem. All I'm trying to do is really start a process. And I hope you get an opportunity to look at it. It does take a little bit of time and energy, but I encourage you to listen to it, and I'm sure in the process we will begin a new journey. And I look forward to your input and advice. Thank you.